Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, the bonds to the apostles and the elders, GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing this word and truth, and it's a series across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the listeners that have came back to the obedience of the scripture through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I want to do a quick response, to a video that was sent to me, on the comment board. All right, dealing, what happened, an incident that happened down there in Miami, with a woman, all right, being raped and eventually dying. All right. And when we come into Jacob's trouble, when this place is in chaos, that will be the norm. All right. Women being ravished. All right. And us brothers, all right, we are not are not planning to partake in it. We won't have to rape a damn thing. You see, we're not pushing, for men to just run out here and rape women. But the scriptures say these things will happen, and we're going to get it in the scriptures. All right, so this incident is just an inkling of what's to come and what's going to be the new norm. All right, in America, man, especially in America. All right, we're going to get into it. So let's play this clip and get some precepts. And I got another video I want to play as well. It's really going to go into it. All right.
South Beach for spring break, now charged with drugging and raping a woman who later died in a hotel. Police are arresting Dorian Taylor and Evier Collier, both from North Carolina. Detectives obtained surveillance video showing them entering the Albion Hotel with a 24-year-old woman from Pennsylvania and later leaving without her before she was found dead on Thursday. Investigators now are trying to determine if she died of an overdose from a pill that the men gave her. If that is determined to be the case, the suspects could face a manslaughter or murder charge. They're also accused of stealing her credit cards and using them at several locations across Miami.
Yep, so you see that?
I'm override.
That little incident. All right. Hey, she ended up dying, man. And like I say, the judgment of the Lord is going forth in the earth, man. That's just an inkling of what's to come. Now, let's get this in Isaiah 13 and 11. And it says, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And that's beginning with Esau Edom. Now, within this man's rulership, who has he empowered the most? Man, women, and particularly the women of the tribes. He has exalted them, and made them to be idols, within this society, man. And they walk around with a lot of arrogance, all right, and pride, but that's finna cease, when when they go back to ancient world style, all right, in this modernized world. Now jump to 16. Now this will be going down in America, because remember, this is a vision of Babylon. All right, this is Isaiah 13 and 1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. So this lets you know this scene is going to play out chiefly in America. Now jump down to 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, destroyed. Their houses shall be spoiled, their wives ravished. All right, now let's go to the word ravished, man. All right, and it's going to be for women in general, not the women of the tribes, but there will be an emphasis on the women of the tribes, but women in general, all right, are going to be taken and ravished, man. Now let's get that word ravished in the Hebrew, all right, which is shakab, all right, and it says to lie down, to lie of sexual relations. You see, it says to be lain with sexually. All right. So what that's going into, man? Rape, man. And like I said, we're not advocating, man. We're saying what thus said the Lord, what will be going down, all right, in these times to come, in the midst of chaos, man. All right. Because if anything, man, it's going to be, an honor to be around men of the Lord in that day, man. All right. We're not going to have to rape nothing, man. Women, that the Lord has favor on, that's going to be around brothers, they're going to be shielded from this madness, man. So let's go to Zechariah 14. All right. This is Zechariah 14 and 2. Now this is what gonna segue into this next video. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem, which is a people, all right, to battle. And the city shall be taken. Yeah, a lot of our people are going to be taken. Projects, neighborhoods, it's gonna be overran, it's gonna be invaded. The Most High is gonna cause, all right, these foreign troops, because it says all nations, all right, and these foreign troops, these UN troops, consist of several nations, all right. It says, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity. And all right, there's them FEMA camps where a lot of our people gonna be tortured, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off, and that's their remnant, the elect, all right, from the city. All right, but everyone else, man, it's gonna be mayhem in the earth, man. Now, let's just he said the women ravished, all right, and this is speaking of directly to you tribes, the women of the tribes, man, who have paraded themselves as proud harlots, in America, man. You know, um, just to prove, all right, it's the same word, ravish, shakab, as you can see, you know, the same word which goes what to lie down sexually, man. You see. Now let's get this video. Now, remember what the scriptures say about this time is gonna be the worst time ever since the world was. Now, I want to take y'all back, all right, to how it was going down, during the time of World War II. Now, this what happened. Germany tried to invade Russia, and Russia kept retreating back into Russia. And what happened, a lot of those German soldiers died off in that winter. And when they started dying off, the Russian troops started, advancing back towards Germany. So this is the scene. The women of Germany, they seen, all right, their troops leave and go into Russia. All right. But they didn't see their troops come back. The German troops, their husbands, they didn't come back. All right. Guess who came back? Them Russians, the Red Army. All right. And let's see what happened. And remember, the time coming gonna be worse than this, man. And I'm just gonna let this play because it's gonna explain everything. And all you people that said GMS rapists, and because when you try to put that on us, you try to put that that Lifetime movie stigma on us, like we just climbing in windows, with a crowbar, hitting women upside the head. No, man, we just explain rape according to the Bible. What would happen? What would be the protocol if it did happen? All right, but this type of rape stigma that y'all trying to put on us, man, the Most High got you people faded, man. All right, because this coming to America. All right.
Young, wealthy Egyptians known to mankind was done on 2 million women together. And
let me go back. All right.
Of all could be what happened nearly 70 years ago before the Fairmont crime. The crime was done on 2 million women together, and it was not done with loud music, but it was done by bullets, where there was nowhere left on the body to engrave their letters on. By the end of World War II, and between January and August 1945, Germany experienced the largest mass rape in history. Women were raped everywhere, in the streets, in churches, and in squares. From 10-year-old girls to women over 80, mothers were raped in front of their children, where field execution is a punishment to women who refuse. And for those who give in, they are to be killed by rape by the Soviet army soldiers whom have advanced in the territory of Germany, where it was empty of its men whom have joined ranks in Hitler's Nazi army. Females were present in large numbers in German cities, and they've become an easy prey for Soviet soldiers. Revenge by rape. In East Prussia region, where the Soviet army intervention began, German women have woken up to a terrifying nightmare. Soldiers arrived at homes, streets, allies, and even churches, and they began to rape any woman they see as a form of revenge. This act has earned the Soviet army a bad reputation, which had led many German women to commit suicide as soon as they heard the news of the Red Army approaching. However, it did not stop the Soviet from raping no less than 2 million German women. Some of them were raped repeatedly, sometimes up to 70 times, which had led Berlin alone to witness more than 100,000 rape assaults between April and May 1940.
In 1 month, over 100,000 rape assaults. Sometimes being raped back to back 70 times. Now the times coming gonna be worse, man. All right, the Most High is gonna humble pride in the earth, man. You can believe it. If you don't believe nothing else, the Most High is about to humble all this pride that's in the earth, man.
45, while the regions of East Persia, Pomerania, and Silisia were marked to be a scene of more than 100.4 million rape assaults, the ages of rape victims were ranged between 10 and 80 years old. Around 200,000 German women have died, where the repeated rape assaults have caused them to die from many diseases and infections. Daily abortion. The Second World War was not yet over, yet hundreds of thousands of German women started to run to hospitals for abortions, which were continuously done on a daily basis. Until August 1945, rape assaults were gradually reduced, where it was rumored that the Soviet military leadership had taken strict measures against soldiers whom were accused of rape. Russian historian Anthony Beaver showed files to the Soviet secret police, which revealed that the leadership was giving a blind eye to the committed mass rapes. Including the rape assaults of German women whom were freed from labor camps, rape crimes did not completely end until January 1948, after the Soviets returned to their camps and left residential areas. And some are still in search of their soldier fathers from the Allied armies. The Rape Allies. Rape assaults were not only done by the Soviet troops alone, but all armies and Allied forces took part in the rape crimes. General Eisenhower, who was recognized as the commander-in-chief of the Allied forces in Europe and North America, had confessed that when the French and American forces entered the German city of Stuttgart, they drove women into the subway tunnels where they were raped several times and then executed. Historians have also documented about 190,000 rape crimes carried out by the US soldiers. British, French, and Belgian soldiers were no better than their allies when they raped elderly women and children in prisons. A number of 45,000 sexual assaults by British soldiers were documented, and 50,000 were carried out by French soldiers. Nor did the women of France escape the rape of their allies, as the groundwork of the Normandy invasion and Operation Dragon in 1944 had set more than 2 million Western Allied troops in France, where newspapers had described especially Americans being arrogant. They spent their time eating and raping. Meanwhile, women in Normandy began to complain about rape crimes by the hands of American soldiers who raped hundreds of girls. And in the Match province, the Americans carried out 208 rapes and 30 murders, until the French chanted a famous phrase: with the Germans, the men had to camouflage themselves, but with the Americans, we had to hide the women. What about you? Do you have a...
There you go. All right, times of war is gonna go down in the earth, man. I'm gonna get one scripture. You know, hey, in times of war, you women will be very, very vulnerable. All right. This is Isaiah 32 and 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear to my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the venture shall fail, and the gathering shall not come." And those women, all right, were being raped 3 years straight, man. You know, so hey, we in these times, all right, this is gonna be a norm, and it's gonna get much worse, man. So put that on your mind, you know, when you pushing that feminist mind frame. The Most High is finna erase that out the earth, man. You know, till next time, Shalom.